Before I make a start in this video, I just want to say my thoughts and prayers go out to Adonis Stevenson. I didn't watch his fight on Saturday night against, I think it's Alexander Ustinov, or not Ustinov. Cannot remember the guy's last name. I know him. He's mates with Usyk. I know the guy. He fought Tommy Karpensi. Name can't come to mind. Anyway, he got stopped in the 11th round, and as far as I know, he's still in a coma in hospital. As far as I know, he's stable now, so I'm wishing him all the best. Thoughts and prayers go out to Adonis Stevenson. Love watching Adonis Stevenson fight. One of my favourite fighters. He's just so explosive. So yeah, thoughts go out to him, and respect, champ. So I want to get into this video. Now, I've seen a lot of people online saying that if and when this Tyson Fury rematch comes about with Deontay Wilder, that he will school Deontay Wilder even worse in the rematch. Now, I went back and had a look at the fight again, watched it with BT commentary, because the stream I had was a Showtime one, so I wanted to see it with BT commentary. They had I think they had the exact same scorecard, even round for round, as Showtime did, which says a lot about this fight, because, you would always figure, like, I know, for example, if you look at Sky, whenever they, do a co-host with HBO, they're always way off. Sky are, at least, from what Harold Letterman or, whoever scoring the fight has. BT and Showtime had the exact same scorecard round for round. I think they both had it 115, 111 for Tyson Fury, which kind of shows really, what the fight was. When you've both networks, one for Tyson Fury and one for Deontay Wilder, both having the same scorecard for Tyson Fury, that kind of speaks more volume, I think, that the fact that this fight was, in my opinion, it was a robbery. Have gone back and watched it, and I rescored it. I only gave Wilder 2 rounds watching it live. I gave him the second round, and I think you could maybe give a case for the 6th, maybe. That's it. After that, then I really couldn't see any other rounds to give him, and I still gave the 6th to Fury, so I gave Wilder 3 rounds, which I think that would work out at 115, 111, so the exact same as BT and Showtime had it. As far as I'm concerned, Tyson Fury won the fight, but I've made that video already about that. I made that video, recording it anyway, about 20 minutes after the fight, so I was pretty tired, so that's why my voice was a bit kind of raspy in that. Now, getting back into the topic of this, basically, I do think this fight is going to happen again. I think there will be a rematch. I think that Deontay Wilder has said that he's open to the rematch happening in the UK. I think that's just hearsay. I think if he can do anything to prevent that going to the UK, he will. I know Frank Warren, I'm sure, will be pretty adamant that he wants this fight to happen in the UK. And me personally, I think if this fight happens in the UK, then I think definitely Tyson Fury will win the fight. I'm not saying that it's impossible for Deontay Wilder to win. Hell no. He came very, very close to winning on Saturday night in the 12th round. But I think Deontay Wilder, when he's not in the States, when he's not in his comfort zone, he really doesn't react well. And I think that would happen in his performance as well. I think it would hamper him a lot in the ring. He's already wild and sloppy. I think he'd be even worse. And I think he'd force his punches a lot more than normal, because he forces most of his punches anyway, but I think he would really be forcing and loading up a lot, and I think they'd be easily more telegraphed if they were in the UK. I just don't think he'd be the same. That being said, if the fight happens in the US again, let's say for argument's sake this fight happens in March, which I think that's kind of usually when Wilder fights, usually in March. So we'll say it happens in March, which is, if you work it out, it's around about 4 months from now, 4 or so months. You're giving Tyson Fury an extra 4 months preparation to get a little bit more of the weight off, to get the reflex kind of a little bit sharper. He's been 12 rounds with a world level fighter that he's already kind of known and mapped out a bit in his head. I think he would be sharper in the rematch, Tyson Fury would, but I think that Deontay Wilder, there's things he can do to improve as well. Don't let it think that Deontay Wilder's peaked. No, he hasn't. I'm sure there's a lot more he can give. The only thing is, though, I think Fury has a lot more in reserve, and I think the longer he's having rehab, in a sense that the longer he's in training camp, the longer he's working with Ben Davison, Freddie Roach, if he decides to go back to the wild card, the better it is for Tyson Fury and the worse it is for Deontay Wilder. Because while Deontay Wilder can do things differently, I think Tyson Fury has a lot more of himself to give. I think that was, say, 70% of Tyson Fury who fought Klitschko. Let's say you give him another 4 months, maybe he can get another 10%. That other 10% should be good enough to beat Deontay Wilder fairly decisively. I mean, the 70% was good enough to beat him, in my opinion. The extra 10% added onto him should be good enough. That being said, Deontay Wilder knows where he had success in that fight was when, he was in the exchanges to an extent, but he definitely had some success. And I don't think I think he will be right hand heavy, but I don't think he'll be as right hand heavy because Fury was telegraphing a lot of them. So I think he's going to be a bit more sneaky with his right hand. Definitely Deontay Wilder can win this rematch, but I think that based off the first fight, it's only going to lift Fury's confidence more, and I think it might knock Deontay's confidence a bit. So I think that if there is a rematch, Tyson Fury should win that fight. I'm not going to say comfortably, because you never know. I mean, I thought he was fairly comfortable in this fight winning, but it wasn't so. So I don't know about comfortable, but I think that if you give Tyson Fury an extra 10%, I don't think he's going to get knocked down. I think that the reflexes weren't quite there for both knockdowns. The first one was a little bit, I think it was legit, but, you could argue that it was back of the head. But I definitely think that a 10% more Tyson Fury, he won't get caught with them same shots, and I think that he should win the fight if the rematch happens. We never know. I mean, Eddie Hearn's been saying that he wants to get Anthony Joshua and Wilder for the 13th of April. We'll see if that happens. I don't really know what's going to happen. I guess whichever one gives more money. I think, obviously, the Anthony Joshua fight's going to give Wilder more money. Maybe. I mean, the rematch of Fury could give him more money. But I think that with Joshua, it's more of a reward. I think he probably feels Joshua's more winnable than Fury. I think maybe Wilder might have some reservations about taking the rematch with Tyson Fury. I just think. I don't know, but we'll see. So that's my thoughts on this. Like I said, thought Fury won the fight, but, it is what it is. I can't change it now. It was worth staying up to watch that. That's one thing. It was a great fight. I was just tired the next day. So I think this video might be uploaded tomorrow, because it is, what time is it now? It's about 10:30 where I am. So I'm probably going to upload this tomorrow. And I'm probably going to see about, maybe just working how I'm going to do these uploads in the future, because I've been uploading a lot at night lately, and I don't think that's the best time to upload them. So I think I might try and get them out in the morning, maybe record them at night, get them out in the morning. We'll see anyway moving forward, and I'm hoping to get the recording gear updated now in the next month as well. So I'm hoping to get a bit more clear in the next month. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this. So please leave yours down below, and keep supporting this channel. It's been great the last few weeks. So those are my thoughts on this, and I'm good to go.